Hi all, in this lecture we'll talk about database normalization and we'll have a walkthrough of first normal form. The way in which we would go about learning first normal form is that we will have a problem statement, and from that problem statement we will identify the significance of first normal form and why it is required. Rather than starting with a definition, this is a better way to understand first normal form. So let's switch over to the problem statement. Let's say I have an electronics equipment store. So here is my electronics equipment store. The items that are sold in the store are TV, washing machine, dishwasher, AC, food processor, microwave oven, and many other things. Some of the pictures for the items sold are demonstrated here. And what I need to do is that I need to design an application that helps me in taking orders and also helps me in bill generation. So let's go ahead and see what's there in my mind. So let's see what is required in this application. I should have a place to enter the order number. It's a unique number that is given to every order received on my shop. Then there is order date, i.e. on which the item was purchased. It should have a place to input customer name. It should have a place to input customer address where the items should be dispatched. It should also have a place to input phone number so that I can contact the customer in case I am unaware of the address or the location or any other information that I want to share with the customer. It should have a drop down from where I can choose an item, and it should have a place to enter the amount based on the item chosen. The data on this application needs to be stored in a persisted way in a database, and we know that the data is stored in a database in form of tables. So the table that will hold this data would look something like this. Let's do the mapping here. So order number comes in here, order date comes in here, customer name comes in here, customer address is also here, phone number comes in here, the item selected comes here, last but not the least the amount also goes in here. So order number 1, which was placed on 8 February 2014 by customer name ABC, living in New Delhi, having a phone number 011123456, who has bought an item TV. The amount is 25,000. That's recorded. This worked out perfectly for me till the date a person walked in and said he wants to buy an TV along with AC. The option that I had was to fill the form twice. First form should be filled for TV and the second form should be filled for AC, and I should give in 2 bills to the customer, one for TV and one for AC. But that was a disadvantage to me. First, because I have to put in the information like order number, order date, customer name, customer address, phone number again and again on every bill. And second, it didn't make any sense. Why am I giving 2 bills to the customer when he is doing it under one order? And hence I was perplexed. So I modified my application to look something like this. So since he had 2 items to be stored or to be given, the modification made was that there was a place to put in item number 1, amount 1, and there was also a place to put in item number 2 and amount 2. This part of the information didn't change. It was non-repeating. and this part of the information change which had two repeating stuff, one for item 1 and one for item 2. The database that was designed based on this form design was something like this. So the mapping is as follows: order number comes from here to here, order date comes from here to here, customer name here, address, phone. This is something very significant. Item 1 goes in here with amount 1, and then item 2 goes in here, which is a place for item 2 with amount 2. I was very happy with the design of the application, because if someone came in with one item, I used to put in item 1, leave the item number 2 blank. If someone wanted to buy 2 items, I made use of both the fields for item 1 and item 2, and amount 1 and amount 2. It was working out good for me, but hell broke when someone came in and said that they want to buy 3 items. The very first question I asked was, why you want to buy 3 items? They said they are getting married and hence they want to buy a lot more items than item 1 or item 2 or item 3. And the only option now left was to keep on extending the design of my application to have item 1, item 2, item 3. But the question was that what should be the limit of such repeating item groups? How many columns I have to add into the databases, and how many items drop down in amount of amounts and items required. So I understood that there was something very much wrong with the way in which I was designing the database, and hence I did an observation with what was happening. This was my table, which had order number, order date, customer name, address, phone, item 1, amount 1, item 2 and amount 2. In this table there was a non-repeating area. So the non-repeating area was order number, order date, customer name, address and phone. And there was a repeating area which had item 1, amount 1, item 2, amount 2. If there was an item 3, amount 3. So instead of designing the database like this, what I can do is that I can remove the non-repeating area from the repeating area. So I removed the non-repeating area and created a separate table. Let's call it order table. And this order table, I had order number, order date, customer name, address and phone. And then I had another table. Let's call it for now the item table. So this is order, which is from non-repeating, and for the repeating area there is another table that's called item table. So now if there is one order in order table, I can go ahead and keep on adding as many items that are required in the item table. So for the order where we sold TV, I can put in TV here, I can put in AC here, I can put in washing machine here, I can put in food processor here, I can put in the amount for each of them. And be comfortable. So my order number 1, which is the case for order number 1 for all these areas, would have more than one items, and I don't have to modify my application many times. And how would the GUI look for this? It would be as follows. It would have a non-repeating area. So this is a non area, and for the repeating area I have created following structure. There is an items drop down and there is amount. So you choose item, let's say I chose TV, and I put in amount as 25,000, and I said add more items. It comes in over here, TV and 25,000. Then I choose washing machine, so washing machine comes in over here, and the amount, let's say I put in 20,000, that will come in over here. So is the case if I have chosen AC, it would also come in over here. And how it will go and store in the database? Let's see this. So order number 1, so everything over here comes under order number 1 in the items table. This is the items table and this is the order table. Order table. So in items table everything is under order number 1. The non-repeating area, that's the order date, customer name and address along with phone number, are mentioned in the order table. Items like we bought TV, AC and washing machine are mentioned as rows in the items table. So this process of removing removing the repeating groups and putting it across in a separate table is called the first normal form or first level of normalization. Thank you. In further lectures we'll discuss about second normal form and third normal form in the same way.